Thank you for joining me on this episode of Monday Matters. Every Monday at 11:30, where we bring you a question that we've had asked and we give you the answer. The question for this Monday is, what does as is really mean? Well, that's actually a pretty good question because we deal with this question a lot. And as is in the dictionary definition is just that. It means as is, as it currently is, no other changes. We're not doing anything. It's as is. That's what it truly means. In real estate, it can have different stretched meanings, and that's what I'm going to cover. I'm Missy Stakers, broker owner of M. Stakers Realty Partners and team leader of the Missy Stakers team with over 30 years experience, and thank you for joining me on this episode. So when we have an as-is contract like we do in residential, and they are called as-is contracts because underneath 7D, you have two choices. You have as-is, which means whatever it is, it's as-is, or you have 7D2, which says I'm buying it as is, but with these specific repairs that I've identified up front. Okay? That's what our as-is contract was meant to be. Now, what causes as is to not be as is? Well, that's because of options. Options in the contract are a buyer's unrestricted right to cancel. And during that time period, they bought the house as is, but they get to go investigate it to see if they still want to buy it as is. And there lies where as is turns into something else. So during that option period, they may bring in a designer, and it may be more money than what they thought. So they want to renegotiate. They may get an inspector and find out, per your seller's disclosure notice, that there's actually a lot more things that weren't disclosed that are repairs that maybe you didn't know about either, and they didn't know about, and now they no longer want to buy it in its current condition. They want to negotiate those repairs to move forwards, or they can bring in a contractor, and all of the above still applies. So that is where an as-is contract sees the stretching or changing. And that is typical. It's very few properties we see actually buy as is. Now, how could you truly make it an as is contract? Get a pre-inspection done as a seller, because then you're going to disclose all the problems and you can say up front, Mr. Buyer, I've done all your homework for you. Here's the problems. I'm fixing this and I'm not fixing this. So it's very prevalent and much easier to actually stick to an as-is contract. The other one deals with when you're dealing with entities like banks or large corporations that own property and they say as is, they mean as is. They might negotiate money in lieu of, but they are not in the business of doing repairs and will not do repairs, and they tell you that up front. So hopefully I've covered your question on what is an as-is contract and how it can stretch or not stretch. Join me next Monday on our next edition of Monday Matters, every Monday at 11:30. And please be sure to send us your questions. You can email us, call us, get on our website and send us, get on social media. We love to hear